see.
So do we have the
officially
Official opening.
Salute.
Yeah, salute.
Salute.
Prost. Brindisi.
Kunde.
Skull.
Skull. Prost.
Seguia
Over the teeth and through the gum.
through the dumps. So on the agenda, we got to get 3 proposals up by what, is it 11th or 16th?
No, the 31st.
is when the application is.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
So
yeah.
we can distill all this
And
down and,
worst comes to worst, I think they would, you just throw anything in there,
uh-huh.
and then they'll say, oh, no, you need to clean this up. So, I mean, even if we have something that's not
Sort of like
fully
filing for a patent.
Right.
functional, you know, just get it in, and then we'll
Well,
clean it
so
up.
far we've got these at least 3 ideas on the table. Is there any more to bring up?
Well, I think it's time we start actually writing and get this stuff done.
Yeah,
Because
put it
it's,
together.
I mean, next 2 weeks, I'm really out of it. I mean, I'm either rehearsing or acting.
Mhm.
You know, it's 5 or 6 days a week.
Well, should,
Plus I'm doing my taxes.
do we want to throw out anything more in the hat besides the 3 things that, you know, we've got cooking now? Or has anybody been thinking about that?
What are the 3 things? The Barsoom and this?
And then that thing,
Everything,
and all and everything.
Today, DNA of Creativity, tomorrow the world.
Oh, that one. So we're treating that seriously.
Well, I was.
Arthur's writing it up. You know,
All right.
that's My Struggle by Arthur Fred.
Might as well go for it.
On computer.
And I see Carl Kempton has, I don't know if he's writing anything up, but he's somebody that's associated loosely with us. He's in San Luis Obispo. And I need to give him a call and see if he's even been watching our videos.
Yeah.
I know Michael Winkler has, because he called me
Yeah.
and expressed that. And he had an idea of doing something dealing with proportions, and it didn't make clear, and well, it did.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Did he write something up?
Yeah, it's on the board.
Oh, it is? I didn't see
I
that.
thought I-
Been there for several days.
Well, for me,
My apologies, Michael.
To make a little sense of this is that so far the stir fry has been, if you do something like this, a production, you might use your set idea in that production, okay? If we do something like this idea, we'd create, I wanted to try something with this tonight, maybe later on, but we'd create a dimension for that, right? In other words, we were talking about different ways for the audience to be able to view that. And
Yeah, I don't know. I
Big
thought
screen.
a little bit about what a stage would look like when John mentioned a warehouse space. You could have a warehouse space and have. We're obviously not going to be able to traverse everything. Well, I shouldn't say obviously, because somebody could come up with an idea and make it work.
You know, a high
And
school basketball court might.
Well, that would give you. Yeah, if you could get the bleachers.
Don't give you some height.
Uh-huh.
Something back, yeah, it'll
Yeah.
give you the height, but you need some way of working on it. I guess you could build a stage out over it, so you walk up it and come out onto the stage, something like that.
I think if we do this, we should use a conventional San Diego theater. I think it'd be much more fun than doing an off theater.
Well, okay,
You know.
that obviously gives us the proscenium, and it gives us,
Yeah.
some
Or maybe.
grid stuff behind it, so we could have people coming down on cables, I suppose, if we have the money to do it.
Mhm. Well, I remember
And the
doing
light, and
stuff
again,
like
the
that.
lighting is will be in place and everything, that's a big advantage.
And here's another thing about lighting that mentions for delineating the space. You could use lasers and create 3 planes with lasers.
Yeah.
If it was slightly fogged, the air.
Well, it probably will be if people,
Is that a problem if people are moving around and that?
The laser get it in the eye, depends on how strong the lasers are.
yeah.
Well, here's the other thing I wanted to just throw out
Okay.
preliminarily.
Alright.
If you were, and I'd like each of us to do this, if you were to nutshell this, okay? Like as in film,
That's about it.
you know what you do
This
is
is
you have
cheese.
3
Well, I'm gonna have some
sentences. okay?
There'll
That
also
would be a
have cheese.
spark or a kindling would
It's in the
start
butter.
us all thinking about a
Oh, yeah.
proposal.
Okay.
But if you were to just describe this
Not
in
so
3
good.
sentences, you know, how would you put it? You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to
And this is
minimalize it,
different
I'm
from
trying to
those,
say
Or
that.
were you talking about
This cheese is different.
the
from those cheeses.
Barsoomian piece, or are you talking
Well,
about
I think we
this
should do
one?
it for both. We should do
Yeah.
it first for this and then do it for this, so that
I'm gonna put
what
some
that'll do
bread.
is it'll give us a creative
Can
diving
you
board, springboard to,
10 minutes.
When you say this, I don't understand.
well, your piece here.
Polyesthetic piece.
Yeah, okay.
And then the
And this-
Barsoomian piece, or what do you call it, the Mars piece?
Well, in other words, if you're doing a PR on, if you're a press release on this, you know, or you do in film, how would you put that in 3-4 sentences of what we're doing? Well, just.
I would have to think about,
But just off the cuff. I mean,
off the cuff, it would be a way to experience aesthetics in a system that would allow you to have a better idea of your own aesthetics.
Okay, in a presentation form or performance form or a format or
Yeah,
something like that?
I really want to sit and think about
No,
and
but it
craft
makes
something
sense.
up.
Yeah, something really, yeah.
Something that, you know, that's powerful.
But
Right,
in a-
Right now, I'm
It's
just
succinct, yeah.
But that gives us the seeds of, you know, at least the target, okay? And then how about this one? How would you put that?
No, I was just gonna say, I like the idea that we're mapping,
Yeah,
Aesthetics.
we're mapping aesthetics.
but I'd say a kinesthetic map of aesthetics, I think, in the acting. I would say that we're exploring the effect of scientific discovery on literary science fiction characters.
This one?
Yeah.
Say that again?
We're exploring the effect of scientific discovery on science fictional characters.
Okay. In a play format,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, okay, a drama that explores the effect of scientific discovery on science fiction characters.
Okay.
And that's the only thing that's unique about it.
Yeah, the thing that's so cool about John's Barsoomian play is that it's, the whole denouement at the end is from the perspective of the fictional characters. you know,
Right.
so that's-
Yeah.
The denouement?
Denouement.
Denouement.
We just
English.
Whatever.
English.
It's American.
much more.
I just didn't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I thought it was okay to say that word the American way.
American way?
I think it may be on this thing. We can
Well,
say-
us sophisticated San Diego people don't understand.
Can you say it in Spanish?
No, can you?
No.
Is there a word for that?
Denouement sounds like the end of a blues riff. Right? Denouement.
I guess it would be.
It would be, it's like, it's
B.B.
Very
King was
Creole.
playing French.
Creole. So, okay, well then, if we.
I'd say a
to write-
polyaesthetic map of human experience.
I like that name, yeah.
I think that, we can skip the nanoact part of it, or the
Yeah.
quantal.
Well, then
But I
another
think
question, just
polyaesthetic
practical
And
question.
mapping
comes
is
up.
important.
Polyesthetic mapping of human experience.
Yeah.
Polyesthetic
form.
mapping
Yeah.
and why you should care.
Oh, I say, okay, a theatrical map,
Polyaesthetic mapping.
Does,
Because-
a question,
You know, a lot of
In
times,
dramatic form.
right away, it's a big red flag of what are the sort of intellectual gobbledygook are they trying to throw at us and that we're supposed to be impressed with, you know.
And hopefully they are.
Yeah, hopefully. I don't know, you know.
Have another slug of this and
Yeah, well, you know,
yeah, same here.
that's one of the things about,
Just a taste.
I think one of the things that we have to grapple with Kaz's idea is putting the actual title of the thing in a form that doesn't sound too much like science, but sounds a little like art at least, yeah.
Well,
Well,
here's
it's both.
It is both, I
And
know.
not, and not other as well.
But it's,
It deals with all aesthetics.
it tends to
Art,
sound very
science,
scientific
even,
to me.
even
when we-
other. It is a scientific endeavor.
I think it's epistemological.
Okay, a theatrical
We don't want
map.
to put that in the title, I don't think. We'll leave that out.
Question, does all your cell phones work to email?
I don't have a cell phone.
You don't have a cell phone with you?
No,
You
I don't have
He
one.
doesn't have one.
Okay.
And mine doesn't work to email. I got rid of my.
Can you text to text?
I can text.
You can text to. You don't have a cell with you.
No, he
Yeah,
doesn't
it's
have
I
it.
don't
We
even
don't
own
have
them.
cell.
I don't even own them.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I have a couple of old ones that don't work very
All
well.
right. Because I was thinking of trying an experiment of just doing a short nano play, 2-second nano play, let you react to it on there, and then have you two guys text in to the reaction of your reaction.
Okay.
See if that works.
Doesn't it make more sense to have him do the nano play and you text in your reaction?
Well, I'll do the nano play.
Oh, you gotta do the nano
I have
play.
a- I have a little-
Sorry,
I have an
how about a course?
No, I have it.
I can text maybe to Kaz's phone, but I can't text to email.
Okay, or you could text him my phone and see. Here's the rubric here. All I'm thinking is that if we're gonna, this is just an experiment, pre-experiment in staging this thing. Is that if we have you communicate to the audience what
You
this
can't have a
is.
plate.
Okay, so it's clear.
Plates there.
Okay, and we run a series of nano
I was
plays like we
wondering.
were talking about. Then we can have the audience input have somewhat of
There you go,
understanding of, participating in that too, and then enjoy the difference or the similitude of,
And project the
yeah,
text,
the
like,
text.
like, what the fuck?
Exactly, right.
This is-
No, I'm-
you gotta be kidding.
That's the name of one of my projects.
WTF.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
WTF.
I was telling you tonight about how I have some movie projects that I never really carried out, and that's the name of one of them.
Oh, okay.
And it's the entire text of it. too.
WTF?
No, what the fuck?
WTF.
Actually, that's you want me to explain it real quick? 'Cause it's a short idea. The idea is it's supposed to look like an old 100-year-old silent film. So I was going to film it in black and white with this corny piano music in the background, and grainy film and everything. And a guy's just walking home from work, goes in the house, and hears a noise and says, which says "what the fuck" with a question mark, right? And then he walks down the hall and opens the bedroom door and sees his wife in bed with another guy and says, "What the fuck!" Exclamation point. And then he stands there for a minute, not knowing what to do next.
What the
and then
F
he
to
just
do?
says,
Yeah.
"What the fuck?" ... and then ellipsis. And then then it cuts to a scene where he's just getting drunk in a bar and he just says, "What the fuck?" Period.
That's it?
Yeah.
Or goes home with the barmaid.
So then the audience goes, what
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
But anyway.
Yeah.
Well, you can
That
edit
could
this out if
that
you
could be
want.
one nano act.
No,
Well,
one of my art
let's
projects.
do this.
Yeah,
Why
why
don't we use my phone as the
Go to.
go-to, because you can't, it'd be nice to go to him,
Okay.
you know what I mean? But in others, that would be the eventual,
And I left my phone in the car.
you
I don't have it,
wanna get it? Or you
Sure.
wanna use mine?
But I think just
I mean, conceptually, we get the point.
yeah,
You're gonna use phones. I mean,
just
what do
We
you?
could just,
Well, no, here's the thing, what I'm thinking of, okay, is that if we do this like 2-minute exercise, what it would maybe catalyze some of the, some powerful staging ideas that are needed to get this into its maximum magnetic attraction to an audience, okay? And that's only my biggest concern about this, is we don't do something that's just obscure in the shadows and there's a so what, like I was saying before, that we do something that,
but don't let the technology get in the way of the idea.
well, it's not that, it's what I'm thinking of is that, here's the draw, either we dually draw the thing, and I'm thinking of the proposal to here, is that we have to have some kind of magnetism in the nano plays as well as the concept itself. Unless we do it to a very selective audience, we're not doing it to a general audience. If we did it like at the Mandeville Center, UCSD or something like that, where we draw on the philosophy department and science department and that stuff, where we have a selective audience. But if we're going to do something for everybody in general, there has to be a, you know, a hospitable door into this. It's
Yeah,
fun.
but I think this kind of
You
thing
know.
is gonna draw a selective audience anyway.
But why
Yeah,
do
I
we
think
need
you're right
that?
about that.
Why can't we open up the floodgates here and let people really appreciate that? You know what I mean?
Well,
And
there's no particular reason, I just think that people be attracted to any of these events are gonna be fairly, well, they're gonna be well educated.
I've got a very,
Sophisticated.
very interesting and very weird idea.
Good.
20 years ago, with Irv Wilson and some other people, we had the polyhedral and microtonal conference up at the RIM Institute. And I do have a tape on that at some point we could, it's a VHS, I don't know if anybody still has a VHS. Well, we could, and what it is, it's a, you know, we were talking about the octahedron. It's basically an octahedron that has a 5-foot base. And so the very point is not there. But it goes out this way to about 18 feet and up this way.
Yeah.
And it would be a way to have a 3-dimensional stage.
Actually, that
because-
correlates with this, doesn't it? 'Cause this
Yeah,
is
it's a,
8.
and
Six.
the thing is this thing exists as it has for the last 20 years in this remote place in Arizona. But the gal who owns the place is a very good friend, and what we were going to do is to tear it down and bring it to the Process Museum where Arthur and I are working. But I mean, if this harebrained idea had any legs, we could take it here and
use it for staging.
and you do a stage.
Okay, well that brings up
Anyway.
another thing. Is what if this isn't a one-time event? Okay, but what if it's an installation where you know, it's set up so that, like in a museum context or
Yeah,
whatever,
actually, that's a
where,
real good idea.
you know, where you can come in and you can run different things, okay, and then beep, 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 go. You know, this is my commentary on it, and you know, this is the past commentary, this is the next commentary, and that it's not done as a stage piece, but as a you know, museum type of thing. You know,
What would
where
you
it's
have
a-
instead of a nanoplays though? You'd have to have like little films.
No,
or
what you
something.
would import stuff.
Mhm.
Okay, and there's either that or have a bank, a stable of stuff running that would be fun artistically. Okay,
It could be
or
musical pieces or little plays or movies.
all
or
and everything,
Yeah.
or it could be selected on there so that it would be fun to see the differential, you know, or the diversity or the similitude.
Well, currently, you can also use this, once you get this thing stage set up, you know, even if it's like that, two sections.
To
Have an
what?
art show and just place the pieces where you, as they would fit on it. That's a very static conception, but I mean, that could be.
But that could be a side gig to this whole thing.
You do it at
too.
the end.
You know,
At the end.
it could be in a gallery somewhere.
Yeah. And then, solicit a show, a very eclectic show of various pieces, and we'll just place them in the space, and you can walk around and see.
Well,
if
it'd be
you're in
fun
the space.
to, like,
Or move
Liam-
them around, actually, I mean, if they were.
Well, that's why the 3-dimensional idea really works so well with this.
Yeah.
And it would, you know, I take a group of guys, people, about 5 of them, about 4 or 5 days to actually go up there with a big truck and take it all
The only
down.
thing is that the octahedron has a different topology than this thing.
This is a cube.
This is a cube.
There's another
Okay.
idea
We
for
might be able
this
to
too,
adapt it. though.
Could you adapt it to an octahedron?
which is
Well,
I think you could.
the other
see, the
idea.
points of the octahedron actually come in the centers of each of these cubes.
Why don't you
These
take a
squares.
look at that octahedron on that little table over there?
Well,
That little yellow one?
I'll do it.
It's basically 2 pyramids
Yeah.
stuck together.
Right.
Yeah.
Four-sided pyramids
Yeah.
stuck
There
together.
we go.
There, okay. They're also hexanate. So the thing is, so it sits like this. But see, with respect to his space here,
Could you hold that up to the camera just for a second? Just
okay.
I'm gonna hold up a piece of cheese to the camera here.
All right.
Wait,
I'm gonna get
there
one.
it is.
There you
I'm
go.
trying to keep fighting myself. Stay away from it.
Okay, what's
Okay.
dangerous about that? Is it just?
Poppy seeds.
Poppy seeds.
Yeah, what about it? Here,
Well, it has a small amount of opioids, but it's rather small. The only thing
Better
is,
watch out.
that this thing's a dual to a cube, so
Yeah,
that,
that's
so
what I
that the
thought.
faces of the cube fall on the centers of the faces fall on the points of this thing.
Right.
So
So it's the dual.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's
which makes it hard to map this onto that. Although I guess it could be done. But then you wouldn't have enough room to move around, I don't think.
Oh, you can move around. We've had meetings in this thing. That's the beautiful thing about it. You can have several people in this, especially if you tied it down.
well, here's another
It's
It's
dumb
like an
idea
adult
from me.
jungle gym is what it is.
Yeah, that's okay.
What if this was metamorphosed into public sculptures? Where you had various access to these around, placed in different places of the city. Okay, where looking at particular views, like landscape views or city views or whatever, there could be public input within this system of reaction to what people are seeing.
The question, will people actually do it? UCSD had a piece of it last year, I think, where it ended up being little tableaus in various parts of the campus.
Yeah.
But I don't know if anybody actually followed around to watch them all or
Right.
paid any attention to them.
Well, my thinking is to put them near, like public monuments or, what do you call it? What do I know of here? I'm brand new here still, but if you go down to the Midway aircraft carrier, there's that sculpture of the sailor kissing a woman.
That may not be here much longer, but it's.
Okay, but I mean, there's stuff like that
Yeah,
around
yeah.
that has multiple reactions to. And if you had an installation near those monumental, there's a big wing out in Chula Vista to one of the generals or
Yeah.
something.
Kaz?
What I meant is there's a lot of aesthetic sort of stuff around here. In front of the Mingay Museum is a sculpture by
Yeah.
that female artist.
Yeah, there's a whole
Kaz.
park full of them over in Escondido.
Is there?
Yeah.
But I mean, if you,
How do you map it? How do you get the idea of mapping it across?
well, in other words, what you would do is you would make an an installation where you'd have a computer in a sculptural box or something like that, and then, as a sort of
And
a
an armed
friendly
guard over it so it
instruction.
doesn't get stolen, and then
Yeah, and then
Okay.
a keyboard and then
Analyze.
this program on it, and then you would react to the different pieces. And the fun thing would be to like you were just saying, map together an interesting tour, of the city in terms of aesthetics.
That's
Like-
that's kind of like your idea.
Yeah.
The topography of San Diego.
Well, yeah.
The hard part is mapping it again.
Yeah.
Meaning-
Now you could use different parts of the city as inspiration for your nano plays, and then map it in
Well,
the
I would-
space.
well,
I
here's the
was just
thing,
thinking
if you
if-
want to just, map various locations, take the UCSD campus, it has outdoor art of very different kinds all over the campus.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And the question, you could try it out, I just don't like the idea of having to build a kiosk armored with a computer. Is it's gonna get vandalized or
Okay,
stolen?
then why couldn't we do it with a
But at UCSD, it
oh,
might not be.
Wi-Fi application or
Because-
something you could use with your iPhone when you go to that
Well,
place?
you can certainly ask people to do it. Put a sign up and say, okay, at this point here, text to this place
No, but I
here.
mean, what if we made it into an app?
Well, that's what Patricia's group is trying
Yeah,
to do.
yeah,
Is create an app that overlays,
yeah.
GPSs, knows what you're looking at, and overlays something.
And then gets this
And it
program
maps it.
in for you that you program in and,
Well, no, but it could be done that way.
You
But,
could,
yeah, that could be set up almost any place, as long as people know about it and are gonna drive all over town and do this. And at least at UCSD, you could walk around it in an hour and see all of them. That's the Stewart collection.
see, my tendency, or probably I should just say my aesthetic preference, is to try to put things in contexts that are not normally in that context. You know what I mean? And we could do something on campus, but we could also do something downtown, or we could, it's more fun to spread the word or the ideas.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think, where you're gonna get your audience, and how much effort the audience has to make it. I mean, is their aesthetic appreciation gonna be commensurate with the effort they have to put out to go all over downtown or something?
Well, here's what I'm thinking is there's a lot of people here who sort of have a Burning Man proclivity. Okay, where they think Burning Man is the real world and this is the artificial world.
Right.
I know two
Well,
of
Mark
them.
Rankin for one.
And so
See,
that transpose, and I don't want to poo-poo that idea. There's a kernel of something good in it.
Yeah.
But the idea of being able to see aesthetics in commonplace every dish and light on the glass and everywhere you look, and then look at them through those eyes might be a nice context for us to provide if we could do it in a fun way.
It could be done as an app, I'm sure.
But it would have to be like ceremonially kicked off,
Right.
in an
Yeah.
event,
Yeah, how you let people know.
That it's
About-
happening. That it's,
Yeah.
and that it's worth going at.
I mean, if you have a thing that's spread out all over downtown San Diego, how do you let people know that
Well, you'd
this is an art
organize,
project?
you'd organize a great event with a whole
Yeah.
bunch of buses or a walk thing or a
Call it
celebration.
app play.
Yeah,
What is that?
The fan.
that's him.
It's a fan, listen.
Yeah. I mean, you'd organize an event that would kick this off, that would be fun and also insightful. Nice.
Isn't that a nice little Elizabeth's phone? It's got a great jingle on it.
Sounds like those Santa Clauses behind you. Well, okay, anyway, back to business here for a moment. To write this up, let's get that really organized. Who's gonna do it? You want us, each of us, start writing it?
I was wanting to write it, I just did not have any time this week.
Yeah.
It's been-
Well, we have a month, but I mean, I think we should try to
Yeah, we
try
also,
by the summer, by at least no later than the third
would there
week.
be any way that we could divide up the things so we're not all trying to do the same thing from the same point of view?
Well, one person could try to research and figure out the,
Actually,
These are warm, by the way, the other ones.
Yeah, yeah,
there's a section in here for lesson plans.
yeah.
And well, I asked Patricia, and she said that go to the Art Meets Fashion. That was what the
Last one.
the last one that SDVAN did. And there's examples of that, and then we could just use those examples as a go by.
Are those on the?
They're on the
Oh,
on the
okay,
internet.
okay.
Somewhere. I haven't found where those are at, but that's one of the gray fuzzy areas for me on this is lesson plans.
And who are the lessons for?
For, I guess for high school teachers or something. Because one of the things that Patricia does is she tries to bring all of these events into the educational
I've
system.
seen that. That's what I figured. I've smelled that.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to smell bad, though.
No, it doesn't, but I smelled the structure.
So presumably it has to appeal at least to teachers and not students.
Yeah.
I guess that's all the papers.
Well, how should
Well, one
we?
thing is, each of it, those with the Kaz could start working on his, I could start working on the Barsoom thing.
Okay, then
And we'll
why
take
don't
it-
we
and we'll-
ping that over the board?
Yeah, and then
Okay.
other people can add their changes to it, then we'll pull a final thing together and turn it in.
That,
I can't think of any other way to do it, frankly.
we don't have a name for this group. Of course, we don't have a.
I thought it was
Direction.
Elvis.
Well, we just- we just-
I've been
Elvis.
I've been tagging her but not 12.
That's fine,
That's
that's good enough for us.
Board of Directors?
Board.
Okay, here's
We're
my
bored,
only question about
No, why
that.
don't we?
B-O-R-E-D.
But the thing is, I mean, we just need a name for each project.
Yeah.
Just list the personnel, we don't have
Well,
to have a
could we
name
call
for
this
the-
Baroom or something?
Yeah. We could call it whatever we want. we have to have a name for the project, for each project, and list our names on it, and why else do we need to have any other name?
Well, I've got a serious question now, okay? In terms of having this actually accepted and actualized, okay?
Yeah.
Are you sure, for real, that we don't need to do a little bit more fine tuning on not just the concepts, but the practical application of how this is going to be in the world? I mean,
I'm not sure I understand what you're asking.
well, in other words, what we're at, and this is just my intuitive reaction now, nothing else, is that we're sort of not crossing the bridge between, we haven't yet crossed the
Concept
bridge.
and practice, you mean?
Yeah, and also, in other words, we got to breathe a life into this stuff that is strong and useful and a reason why, okay, we want to have this stuff. You know, it's like I always tell grad students, is just when you really do your homework and you've really thought it through and you've decided everything, nothing can stop you from doing it. You know what I mean? Nothing can stop you because it's formulated. So,
Got the,
and so what I was asking is, before you were saying the idea is that we really don't have to articulate this stuff that much. We just have to put it in sort of a general thing. That's kind of, to me, a little dangerous in terms of not getting it.
I'm not understanding what
Yeah, but
you're.
we have about a year or so or more to
No,
work it
he
out.
was saying, in other words, we don't really have to develop this too much. We just have to have a nice concept presentation. And
For the application, you mean?
yeah. For the I'm talking about for the application.
Well, here's a model of it, and they have a timeline. A timeline on this thing. I don't know, I just think,
See, here's the
thing
thing.
is-
What I'm trying to address
You
is
want that
this:
one?
is
Runs in
if
a-
we're really taking this idea of art and science seriously,
Yeah. Okay.
okay, is that we've got to have some kind of contribution to that fusion that is strong and you know, not just useful, but you know, experientially powerful. And so it would seem to me, it doesn't matter where you start in any project. You can start anywhere, you know. It's like taking a walk, but you know, getting it there takes some development and you know, to make it strong.
My impression of this thing is that there's a period in which we do develop the details of it
Yeah.
as we do it.
Well, if I could put in pedestrian terms, these projects have to be exciting.
Yeah,
They do.
so we're excited about them.
Yeah, but in other words, they have to have a what do you call it? They have to be in a language that everybody can understand.
Well,
and,
I don't think we're ready to actually go there yet. We're not in a, we're just formulating. That's a good point.
It's a good point, but I don't know that I wholly agree with it. I agree that there needs to be layers in this, and there needs to be eye candy or ear candy or whatever on the bottom layer that anybody can get. But then it has all sorts of depth inbuilt into it, and if somebody comes and they don't want to get any of the deep part, they can ignore it.
Okay,
but
here's
they
the
but
thing.
they
That's
do
a good-
connect.
No,
they do
listen,
connect
listen,
on
we're-
the lower levels.
Wait, hold it. Then I'm being misunderstood. Okay, we're talking about the same thing. Okay, what I'm talking about is you don't want to let this vaporize because you don't have the bridge for people to come into it as. There's many great ideas have been lost because of that mistake. Okay, there's a, and that's what I'm trying to say is that let's be functionally responsible with these concepts too, as well as intellectually responsible. You know what I mean?
Of course we are.
So, in
Okay.
other words, it
But the people who are going to review these things are pretty intellectual people.
doesn't matter. In other words, what matters is that the magnetism, the gravity of the project is what they're going to decide upon. like anybody would in editorial, decisions.
Yeah, but that's all in concept. I mean, it's not really in the
Okay,
implementation.
we were talking about this before. What did they do last year? Fashion?
What, this group, you mean?
Fashion. They did the art meets fashion.
And two artists are going, whoop-de-doo.
Did you see any of it?
No.
I went to the art show, was blown away.
Really?
It
But I
was
mean,
really
do you
good.
know how much art and fashion has been covered in this planet?
It doesn't, I mean, I'm sure they covered it very creatively.
Yeah, there's some videos.
Yeah, I saw a video of it. I thought it was very well.
But I mean, just go to the costume department of Cirque du Soleil and spend half an hour down there, and you
Right.
see stuff you'd never seen before.
Sure.
Yeah.
And also, what I'm saying is it's a huge world that, and this art and science is a huge world too.
Yeah,
So-
and it's been done jillions of times as
So
well.
what are we contributing in service of the
first of all-
fusion? Yeah.
First of all, 99% of the science art out there is art that illustrates scientific ideas and principles.
Or
99%.
Or
and that's-
scientists trying to do artistic things in terms of structural,
True.
Yeah, or I'd say,
designs and problems.
or I'd say it's novel technology for something artistically trivial.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
exactly,
And
right.
usually when you get a scientist doing art, it's pretty bad art. When you get an artist doing science, it's pretty bad
That's
science.
right.
You know, it's like, so I mean, that's one of the things
That's
that we want to do is
the point.
we want to use our talents,
To be good on
to
both
be
ends,
good. Yeah, right. It's like, let the people who are talented at singing do the singing.
Right.
Let the people who are talented at doing acting do the acting.
Yeah.
Well, we're all good at something,
Yeah.
and
Well,
those things
well,
should
that's one thing
inspire
that appeals in this is, I mean, the science in this thing, I would say, is psychology,
Social science.
social science, which
Yeah.
is perfectly valid, but it's really psychology, the psychology of aesthetics, which is perfectly valid science. And I think we have it right then and there.
Well,
The only
that's
question to do it now is to figure out how to physically embody this idea, and then select the kinds of dramatic presentations we're going to do, and keep the audience interested.
Well, see, here's the only
that's it in a nutshell, right
And
there.
that's
the
it. And
only
that, if we can sit
danger
down
of
and
this
start-
idea.
Is what?
Okay.
Okay.
The danger of this idea is that when you set up a metaphysical structure
We have plenty of wines.
for for
I was going to go with Arthur.
for an artistic experience, okay, what you have to watch is the. That's great.
Very generous. Very generous of you.
Here, you don't have enough.
That's true.
Okay, but I think these are problems that,
Weird thing in the book.
those aren't the things that are working with, the problem is right now. Right now, I think we have to decide what we're gonna do. I think the content of it.
Well,
We
here's,
have a framework, we even have a dramatic framework. We have a thematic framework here.
here's
And
what I
now
want
it's a question, we have to populate it.
I think the most difficult part of it is coming with the stage.
But here's
Yeah,
the
I was
thing.
thinking about that too.
Yeah, we
You
don't,
know,
yeah,
I
I
mean,
do too.
one question is
I
how
don't
much
know.
actual
It
construction
doesn't
work
bug me at all.
are we going to put into this?
Which
What
means we have
bugs
to
build
me
it
is
to-
this, is that as in business, as in art and everything else, is we don't put ourselves in a position for somebody to say no. Okay? In other words, if we're gonna do a project, we have to do it, okay? And we're not gonna bat up against, decision makers and stuff like that. It has to be as comprehensive and profound as the people making the decisions. I mean, I know this from the art world too, and directing galleries and stuff. So what we have to do is temper these beginning ideas into a presentation mode in an articulate way, creatively and presentationally, that nobody can say no to the idea. Is that the good stuff?
My experience is that people may say no anyway, because they may not see things the way you see it, but
But not if there's a couple of reasons why they won't.
I don't
Okay,
know. I know very competent, very skilled people who don't bat 100. Let's put it that way. I think we should do the best we can do on this thing. And then the question is, if we get turned down on it, that we decide to try to do it privately or
But
not.
see, yeah, that's
Or
the whole
collaborate with
thing,
somebody else.
is
But I
that we
think that's
shouldn't
something
be
we should-
wasting our time here, okay, all of us in this brain pool.
Unless we
to
try to
do-
really go for it.
Yeah,
Unless we're really gonna do it no matter what,
Right.
okay? I mean, no matter what. And so.
We should do it anyway, even if it doesn't get accepted.
Well, that's
by
what I'm
this.
saying.
yeah, oh,
Okay,
well, yeah,
so-
I think we should write it.
I
yes.
agree.
As if we're, yeah,
Uh,
I mean, who knows what the future's gonna bring, but I think, you know, we're not gonna waste our time doing this unless we're committed to it.
It's more likely to be successful if we.
I don't think
have-
I don't think that's our problem. I think the problem is deciding what we're gonna do. And how
Okay,
we're
well,
gonna do it.
here's
So
the
then we
thing,
can make some
okay.
serious things. Like,
Let's-
example, if we're gonna have a stage and we're gonna have people in a three-dimensional stage, then we gotta figure out how it's gonna be built and how we're gonna, what the budget's gonna be.
Well,
And
that's
people
all
like, that's something
fun.
you can do. You have the knowledge to do that none of us do.
That's fun stuff, but
Good.
the thing that has
So
to
we have to
happen
have that done
first.
by March 31st, so we're gonna have to make a decision on what
Yeah,
the
we
state
should
wants.
talk about that now.
Well,
and
here's the thing,
Talk about some
I
nuts and
really
bolts stuff.
like this idea of Kaz's, forgive me for calling it dualistic dialectic, you know, rubber bands, okay? The rubber band effect conceptually, but I love that application towards a set. I think that's a really cool idea, and there's making a set where the audience can read it. It's not obscure and it's not heady, but you can tell that this is one end of the idea and that's the other end of the idea, and that, you know, something like that could be really fun to do with this piece.
Yeah.
If you can read it right. If it goes over your head and it's just hodgepodge and mumbo jumbo, it's not fun. But it,
Well, but see, that's the challenge. We have to make it fun even if people in the audience don't get.
okay,
Or,
but that's
or make
elitist a
them
little
get it
bit.
on some other level,
Right.
No, no,
not
no,
on
no,
an
no.
intellectual
Here's
level.
the thing is
That's what I mean. We have to have like the live
okay,
staging.
this
of
is
Deep Throat or
really
something.
important. Now you guys, this is really
So-
That
In
is
other words,
stuff,
he
forget
doesn't-
about